Happy Friday and welcome back to another Live from the Lanes, where you hear all the latest news with all things G3. Now this week we have a bit of an auctioneer takeover with Liam and Sam giving us some pretty interesting industry insight. Plus we look forward to the dealer day we have going on next week. So let's dive straight in.
Unusual cars. I've seen many of those. I'm sure you have as well in your time, but I think top two for me would be the Shark BMW that we had here at G3, and then previously I sold an old shape Mondeo Estate that was dressed up as a Labrador. That was interesting. No, it was like full Dumb and Dumber mode. It was. It sold itself, to be fair.
Yeah,
I think
it was
rarity valued. I think it actually went to one of them. Like gumball rally type things, which is ideal for that, isn't it? Yeah, one of those. Yeah. What about yours? Most unusual car?
I think I took a lot of pleasure in selling the Lotus Carlton over at Colchester once. Nice. That was great. I thought, the most pleasurable car I had was a van that we sold for MG Alzheimer's. It was a charity one, which the late Jay Davis had put together. It was a MG Express standard car, but it put all the orange gear that they had on the MG ZR. The BRM version,
and
it's all dressed up like that. The leather seats, all dual cast, and all the orange. And
interesting. We
sold that on for the Alzheimer's charity, and that was a phenomenal. And that was a big crowd as well.
I bet.
Yeah.
I think the biggest mistakes I've seen people make are rushing into a car, either if they stood outside the hall or just not paying attention, and they think that sounds really cheap. The race picked up, and before you know it, they've bid.
They see something go through expecting it to be $3,000 and it's going 1,500. They'll run in.
But they've just not looked at it.
Not looked. It's near the end of bidding, and they'll just throw their hand up in the air because it looks
that's cheap. I'll have that.
Yeah. And then
it's not so cheap. Yeah, it's not so cheap when they've seen it either side or
rev and pull away, and then they hear the engine, and you can see their face kind of as it drops to the floor. I
think for buyers it's just important that they do the homework.
It is. The expectation of every car, they've got to have an idea of what's already coming in.
Yeah, and where they're at in the retail arena, what they need to do to it, etc.
Somebody who buys it amazes me that they can just turn up and not really look at anything.
Gut feeling.
They seem to get away with it.
Gut feeling.
I'm sure they don't.
not every time, I'm sure. No.
Now last up this week, our dealer day has rolled around yet again, and this month it is an RAC Takeover day with their partners, Vehicles in Video. With free hot and cold drinks, which, as the weather cools, can only be a blessing, come along to G3 Castleford next Tuesday to catch Vehicles in Video and the RAC at our September dealer day. And that's all for this week. Be sure to join us next week for another huge week at G3. We've got a Monday Motability sale at G3 Castleford, plus an essential one at Bedford. And remember to join us on Tuesday for that G3 dealer day. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week for another Live from the Lanes.